Jerusalem, thus said the Most High, what iniquities have your fathers found in me?
Got a question for my people. Do you really know love? You open up your eyes this morning, he woke you up. That's a blessing from the heavens, my people look up above. Appreciate creation, man, show the Father some love. I feel when you first came in the truth, that's love. Man, it feel like the Father reached out and gave us a hug. The Father so set apart, but put his hands in the mud. Like he done had enough, let me show my people some love. Got a problem with your brother, no gossip, go pull them up. This time we going to hell, we at the end, let go and grub. No more slavery this time, souls gon' be burning up. Now you in hell forever, cause you ain't show no love. Like I said, you know they my disciples when they love. How the ants could come together, but we can't, they bug. Messiah laid his life down, he showed us what it was. He ain't stole that lady, y'all, he showed us some love. Don't talk about your sister, Cody, go help her, Go motivate your sister, see them been through enough. The truth that made us realize that we fight, we blood. The 12 tribes of Israel need to show each other love. Where your proofs? You ain't gonna know a man by what he say, but what he do. Killing all them animals that cute to run in you. Tell the truth, they never made our heart brand new. What's love? What's love? What's love? Gotta keep a gun on me cause I ain't show no love. Forgive me for my past, father, try to be a thug. I got a good heart, but it been strapped on like a rug. But I'ma still show 'em love. Keeping these commandments is the way we show 'em love. Seeing this creation come together, real love. We was put here to show these nations who we was. What happened when the world said the Israelites love? I know the families in the world, I chose you. Even though I threw you in the mud, I rose you. Keep these laws and commandments, do what you supposed to. And that's love, 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 love,
What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? This is Breaking Strongholds Ministries. What's up, how you all doing today? How you all doing this evening? This is the day that the Most High have made, so let us be glad and rejoice in it. I hope your week so far has been a great week. I hope the Most High have really truly, has blessed you over and abundantly with love, kindness, and joy. I hope He truly has blessed your offspring with wisdom and knowledge and understanding of His Word. My week has been okay week. I'm still struggling. I asked you all, nah, if you ain't telling me you're gonna do it, I ain't gonna ask you for it. My week has been an okay week. Let me just go ahead and start with a prayer, and then go ahead and get started on what I said I was gonna get started on, what I was gonna talk about last week. And it reads, so my prayer is, O creators of the heavens and earth, of all radiance and vibration, soften the grounds of our beings and carve out a space with us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to be fruit, so we may be empowered to bear fruit of our missions. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance with our desires within your purpose for our life. Bestow us with the wisdom of produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled thread of destiny that binds us as we release others from the entanglement of the past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which distracts us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of present moments, for you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the creator power and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. So let it be. Let me read you something coming out of Micah. Micah, chapter 5, verse 7 and 8. And it reads, "And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people as a dew from Yahuwah, as the showers upon the grass, that tarries not for man, nor waiteth for the Son of Man. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people as a lion, among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both trodden down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Thy hand shall be lifted up upon thy adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahuwah, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots." I want to talk a little bit about civil war. Okay, the definition of a civil war is a violent conflict between a state or one or more organized non-state actors in the state territory. Civil war are thus distinguished from interstate conflicts, in which state fights other states. Violent conflicts are riots not involving states, sometimes labeled intercommunal conflicts, and states repression against individuals who cannot be considered an organized or cohesive group, including genocide and similar violence by non-state actors such as terrorism or violent crimes. I want to talk a little bit about civil war, but what I want to talk about, what I want to bring to your thought process, what I want to bring to mind about when I was talking to y'all last week or 2 weeks ago about a camping stove in case the power went out. This is considered to be a camping stove. This is what you could be able to use if you had power outages, and if you had power outages or like what was going on in Texas, or basically a civil war. You can use something like this to be able to cook on. It has two aisles. It has two aisles on it, and here's one aisle right here. Here's another aisle right here, and this is what you use to be able to put the canister on, so that you could be able to cook your food if you run into a situation where you don't have no power. This is a 2-aisle camping stove where you can be able to utilize in case the power go out. Okay. What is the canisters that you can put on it to help it to go to start the fire? You have these little propane cylinders right here. The only thing you have to do is just light it with a match and it'll cook like a regular stove, or a grill. And I think it'll last about, depending on how much you cook and what cook, it'll last you about 4 to 5 hours. So if you don't have if you don't want to grab any, you don't want no attention from your neighbors. You don't want no attention from your neighbors when you're cooking outside. If we ever got into a civil war, if you had that camping stove and you put it inside your house, you can be able to cook food in your house and nobody will never know it. That's something that I think that everyone would need. If the natural gas goes out, I think you would need something like a camping stove or a grill. But when you have a grill, you got to make sure that you understand that you're bringing attention to you from your neighbors who may or may not have something to eat. So if you got that grill inside the house, you can be able to cook inside the house and nobody will never know what you're doing. But that's what I wanted to talk about tonight is a civil war and what will be the major things that will be impacted during a civil war. First thing will be majorly hit during the Civil War is power. Power. That will be one of the major issues of items that will be hit during the Civil War is power. Because reason why I say power is because no one will be working on a daily basis anymore because everyone will be at home trying to protect their families at home. Everyone will be at home trying to do it, secure their perimeter, secure their home, and fortify it to make sure that no one is invading their property. That's number one. It would be power. Number two would be water. Because we have to understand that once Civil War happens, it's going to be to each his own to be able to survive the situation. When you don't have power, you definitely won't have water. So that will be the next issue that would affect you during the Civil War. And like, if you look at what happened in Houston last week, those people was in 90-degree weather, 100-degree weather, without power. Without power. So they wasn't able to function as normal because their power was gone. Then their water was affected. And see, I've been posting a lot of things on Facebook about what people are saying about a civil war. People are predicting we're going to have a civil war. We're going to have a civil war. And they're giving notifications to people about what is actually going to take place. But the reality is for us as, I guess, African American people or Hebrew Israelites or whatever you want to call yourself, it don't register in our mind that we may have to encounter a civil war. That's the hard reality. That we may never encounter a civil war. But these people who put out the Agenda 2025 say it's going to be done by force or by voluntary. Agenda 2025 is going to be pushed. It's going to happen. And their president and their candidate, Trump, is going to push it. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. They're going. Their promises is they're going to take America back. So, whatever the cause is or whatever the situation may be, the likelihood of America having a civil war is very high. And if you're not preparing for that, as well as a major catastrophe that may happen here in the U.S., you're gonna have your burdens to be somebody else's burdens. Civil wars does not just affect power and water. It affects everyday normalcy. Your normal routine that you do every day will be affected by a civil war. You won't have the conveniences of what you used to have on an everyday basis. When it comes down to going to the grocery stores, going to the gas station, going to the movie theaters, going to the store and watch to your spot to watch the football game or whatever it is. You won't have that normalcy no more, or your conveniences of be able to do what you want to do, because it's going to be so much violence and turmoil out here in the land, in the streets. It's just like what happened to candidate Donald Trump last week. Whether you believe it's a setup or not, that's violence. Violence will take place. Violence will take place. So, when you're looking at it, the power out, the water out, the next thing will happen is violence. Because one thing the Most High was showing me the last couple of days is that the people who took this land is now claiming it as if it's their land. But they're using it as patriotism. They're using it as patriotism. The reason why they're claiming this land as if it's their land is because they're saying we're patriots. Not necessarily they're natural born citizens. They're saying it because they're saying it because they're patriots. So that's what the Most High was showing me, is that it's like somebody steal your car and then claim it as their car once they done drove it a couple of days. That was never their car from the beginning, but they claiming it as if it's theirs, when in actuality it's not. But because they saying they are patriots of the United States, this is their land. And you have to understand that. In the 1828 dictionary, the word American, it's a noun. It's a native of America. Originally, listen to that word, from the beginning, it applied to the Aboriginals, or copper-colored race, founded here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. So, because they call themselves patriots, and now they can claim America as their land when originally it was not their land from the very beginning. It was a Native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored race. People like me and the African American people here today. Okay? So the patriots in America today, they want to re-establish this land the way they found it from the very beginning, or how they established it from the very beginning. So we have to understand that there's so many dynamics that affects. It's so many dynamics that's involved in this situation, and if we're not aware of the dynamics or the issues that affects and what is causing these problems, you're not gonna really be able to understand the whole situation. So when you have when you have civil war, you're gonna have power outages. You're gonna have water issues. You're gonna have violence. You're gonna have food crisis. Because once a civil war happens, just like when you see a lot of riots, or what's going on over in Palestine today. Look how Palestine is affected. It's a disaster. They don't have no means of nothing. Their medical situation. Once you power outage, your water's affected, violence on the street, your medical and first responders are not going to be able to come and give first aid or render first aid during that time period. Because if I was a first responder during that time period, I wouldn't be trying to be out here to save you. I'd be at home trying to protect my family and make sure my family is okay. Because that's what I was reading earlier, that if there ever is a civil war, everybody's going to go home to make sure that they protect their home. You know, they're not going to sit here and say, I'm going to be a hero and try to help the citizens of the country. They're not going to do that. They're going home to protect what they got at home. So, if it ever is a civil war, it's going to affect your power. It's going to affect your water. It's going to affect it's going to be violence, because that's why a civil war starts, because one person feel like they're being violated by another person. Even if you look at the Civil War 1776, or whatever you want to call it, whenever it started, Independence Day, for independence for the the people. They started that Civil War because of oppression. That's the reason why they started the Civil War, because they feel like, those who feel like they have been having things for all their lives are losing what they think they had. They will fight to do whatever they got to do to get or keep what they have. That's the main reason why a civil war happens. A civil war never starts because of a rich man. A civil war never starts because of a poor man. The civil war only starts with the middle class man who feels like everything that he have had all his life, he's about to lose it. So he'd be willing to do whatever he got to do to keep what he think he's about to lose. That's the reason why our Civil War starts. And now when you look at our society today, it's only one gender in our culture right now feel like they're about to lose everything. One gender and from one nationality feel like they're about to lose everything that they've been fighting for. So by any means necessary, they will be willing to keep what they have. If it's by violence or if it's by force, they will do it. You know, it's been GOP candidates say that, hey, we can do it the nice way or we can do it the violent way. So, you know, those are one of the four topics that would affect if Civil War ever happens. First, it would be your power. It'd be your water. It'll be violence. It'll be first aid. Then it'll be your food. Your food. Because most people start raiding the grocery stores to be able to get food so that they could be able to last throughout the duration of that Civil War. Grocery stores only have food for 3 days. They don't have food like they used to have where they got 10 or 15 days of product in the back or a week worth of product in the back. No, they only have 3 days of products in the grocery stores at all times. Huh?
Talking about now.
Yeah, talking about now.
And they said check the expiration date of the food because they
You gotta talk loud, baby.
To check the expiration date of the food because some food being sold has expired.
Right.
Because they run out.
Yeah, because the expiration date on the food is bad. Maybe bad. And because we have such a shortage of food and all these food processing plants have been closing or burned down, we don't have the capabilities of processing the food like we used to. So we have to, when we're talking about and we're looking at the dynamics of a civil war, those elements that we really got to pay attention to. We got to pay attention to the power going out. We got to pay attention to the water crisis, the food crisis, the first aid crisis, and violence. This right here, it will be able to help you. You can boil you some water. You can cook you some food on this thing as well. Make sure that, because you got to understand that the power's out. Some of us are so used to taking hot showers, hot baths. This right here will be able to help you at least boil you some water so you can have some warm water that you put in your body, that you're putting on your body, so that you can get used to that. You can use this to purify your water. You can use this to cook your food. So many different things that you can use this for. And you can just buy these you can buy these propane cylinders for it individually, or you can come in 4 packs. So, I'm not going to hold you long. But I do want you to understand, they're talking about a civil war. And if you think that the Messiah or Yahuwah gonna come down on a cloud and save you and say, "Come here, let me save you," you got the Bible wrong. My wife and I was talking about that today. That's why I read you Micah 5, 6, 7, and 8. Chapter 5, 5, 6, 7, and 8, because you're going to have to do some fighting, some physical fighting along the way to help you get yourself out of this situation. You're going to have to be able to endure See, in Matthew chapter 24, Matthew chapter 24, verse 13, it says, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." See, you're going to have to fight your way out of this stuff to be saved. Because the Most High is going to test you. He's going to challenge you. He's going to push you to see how much faith you have in Him. How much belief you have in Him. Or the Ruach HaKodesh. So, I'm just coming out here, to try to continue to push through my issues so that I can continue to spread the Yahuwah's word, so that you can be prepared for what's getting ready to come. I'm going to close with this. I was in prayer this morning, and the Most High said you got to be patient. You got to be like a animal, a lion, waiting on his prey. So once you're waiting on your prey, you got to attack at the right time. And see, everything that you see going on right now today is Yahuwah preparing us for the moment. Preparing us for that moment. And we got to be very strategic and patient in this process. Because it could be a major earthquake that happens during the time of a civil war. That could be your help, to help you endure to the end against your adversaries. Who knows? But I know that the Most High is going to use His elements to be able to help His people during the time of a civil war. So, the 5 things again that will be affected by a civil war is power, water, food, first aid, hospitals, first responders, protection is police. It'll be violence. And people are coming to intentionally to cause harm, hurt, harm, and damage, because the middle class people who feel like they lost everything is fighting to restore and get everything they feel like they're about to lose. If you listen to the rhetoric of Donald Trump, it's as if they lost things and somebody else is the cause of them losing things. So they're going to attack those people who they feel like caused them to lose things. Okay? So that's it for tonight. I just want to stay here for a few minutes. Not too long. Let me pray so you all can go. But the 5 things that will be affected by a civil war is power, water, food, first aid, and it'll be violence. So you have to make sure that you're able to protect yourself during that time. Okay, Abba, as we come to you this evening, we thank you, we bless you, we praise you, we give you all the honor and the glory. Abba, we thank you for everything you have done and what you continue to do. Abba, we understand that your word will not go out and come back void. We understand that we may have to do some fighting during this time period, but we ask that you strengthen us in this moment. We ask that you continue to cover us in this moment. We ask that you continue to direct us in this moment. We do understand that we have some troubling times ahead, but we ask that you continue to be with us and lead us and guide us. And in all these things we pray in your high name, so let it be. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
He looked up on the earth, seen every man corrupt away. We don't build this ark, come get inside, his blood is safe. The wind is blowing plain, Satan trust up in his name. The righteous got their hands up, they gon' feel his pain. Ain't no posting in no borders, they know they do not belong. He done heard from heaven, cleanse them, get them out of home. Our deliverer is Alpha and Omega on the throne. The most our strength, y'all, we gon' sing that song. Judgment on his land, they know they done did the wrong. The Israelites is back with their God, they got a throne. Angels in the air, measure the land just like a drone. We scattered but connected in this field just like a zone. 10 horns controlling America, word from wrong. They gon' make them desolate, gon' leave them all alone. Y'all done put it in their hearts, but feelings will. His word will come back, but everything can fulfill.
Are the wars in Israel and Ukraine more than the United States can take on at the same time?
For the United States of America, for God's sake. The most powerful nation in the history, not by the history of the world.
And the 10 horns which you saw on the beast, these will hate the harlot, make her desolate and naked, eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their heart to fulfill his purpose. So to be very clear, as we've talked about the harlot, we've talked about this nation of Babylon, we've said it is a nation that is made up of many languages, religions, races. It is made up of a gluttonous spirit. So it's a harlot because it's a sexually immoral nation. It's a nation made up of the sexual immoralities where pornea reigns, adultery reigns, sex slave industry reigns. This is this nation.